Everyone, welcome. Welcome to our lesson. This is all about fourth suit forcing, or essentially what the subject is about is being able to distinguish between the meaning of old suits and new suits. Now, old suits are suits that have been bid before in an auction. That is, if you had opened one heart as my partner, and I had responded two hearts, then my two heart bid would be a case of bidding an old suit. Now, if you in turn were to open one heart, I was to bid one spade, and you were to bid two hearts. So let's have a look at that here in the notes. We'll pop it here and write some of these options down. There we go. So if one player was to bid one heart, oh, our pen's not working at the moment. For some reason, our pen's not working. I might use my finger. There we go. It's not working either, so I might get my faithful companion to help me with the... Oh, there we go. Doesn't seem to be working at the moment. That's okay. Okay, so let's look at auctions where perhaps a old suit is bid. That would be, it could be a case of me opening the bidding with one heart and you as my partner bidding one spade, and me in turn rebidding even a jump bid of three hearts. That is an old suit. So once we've bid an old suit, then that means that partner doesn't have to bid again. They're not actually, it's not actually a prerequisite to bid again on these auctions when an old suit has been bid. So there's other examples of this where, for example, I open a diamond and you as my partner bid one spade. And if I was to rebid two clubs and you were to jump even to three diamonds, that is still an old bid. So let's look at the auction here. Here we go. Example number one: ace queen to four spades, king another heart, king jack to four diamonds, and jack to three clubs. Now it's your partner who's opened the bidding with one heart. You respond one spade, and partner rebids two diamonds. Now you found a fit, but the truth is that five diamonds is not necessarily a contract that you want to play in. I mean, we may want to play this hand in various different contracts. We may want to play it in four hearts if partner turns out to have an extra heart. We may want to play this contract in three no trump because partner might have club stoppers. And if they do, that would be a preferable contract to launching into a five diamond contract. If anyone watched the lesson yesterday, we spoke about when you play match point bridge. And that is the pairs scoring that we tend to play every afternoon at the bridge club. What happens is that if you play a contract in five diamonds and make 11 tricks, that's 600. But it may be easier and a better score to play that same hand in three no trump, provided you've got the suits covered. Now, three no trump is just simply require an extra trick. So on this hand, I still want to be able to explore what's going on. So the only bid that I can make would be a new suit. So that new suit turns out to be this one here, which is the club suit. Now, it's not existent for us at the moment, but because partner knows that that's the fourth suit that's been bid, yeah, we've already bid hearts, we bid spades, and we bid diamonds. If I was to bid the fourth suit, partner would know that that is a forcing bid. And that's where the terminology of old and new suits come from. New suits mean partner must bid again. Old suits mean that partner is allowed to pass your bid. Obviously, there's exceptions to that, and that might be if you've already set up a game forcing auction. So, example, I open one heart and you make a Jacoby two no trump bid. Well, we're already going to game, so any suit that's bid after that will be a new suit if it's not the original suit we opened, and that would also be forcing because we're in a game forcing auction. But a lot of the options, in fact, the bulk of the options that we have at bridge table, we have to rely on this principle of a new suit being forcing. So the only new suit here would be clubs. And on this particular hand, you would find yourself not knowing exactly where the hand is heading. As we mentioned, 4 hearts could be right, 5 diamonds could be right, 3 no trump could be right. Yes, all of these options are possible. So what we do is we have to elicit a bid that says to partner, I'm temporizing here, but I'm saying this to you. If I use 4th suit forcing, our partnership has enough high card points for game. So here the 4th suit would be 3 clubs, so that's my choice. I bid 3 clubs. And partner then simply answers me by continuing to describe their hand. Now, often there's different motivations for using 4th suit forcing, or that is bidding the new suit, which happens to be the 4th suit. The first thing we have to make clear is, if you do use 4th suit forcing, you do not have to have a natural holding in the club suit. It's not the club suit, the 4th suit that's bid. In this instance, it would be the club suit. So your holding doesn't have to be natural. If it doesn't have to be natural, that means you may have length in the suit, you may have shortage in the suit. But essentially, the whole idea behind 4th suit forcing is saying to partner, 1, we're going to game. 2, tell me more about your hand. Yes? Now, as I said, there may be different motivations. It may be a case of you wanting to show something more about your hand, but you have to set up the game forcing option first. So on this particular hand, we bid 3 clubs. Now, if partner was to bid 3 no trump, that looks like a good contract. That means partner would have a stopper here in the club suit. So let's look at what would partner respond to 4th suit forcing. We'll come back to more reasons for using 4th suit forcing later. Let's here look at what does partner respond after you use 4th suit forcing. So one of the options is, especially if the person who used the 4th suit actually bid, or their initial response was in a major. One of the reasons they may be using 4th suit is to find out if we hold a 5-3 major suit fit. Now, I can't rebid the suit because it's only got 5 cards. And partner often can't raise with 3 because they may be expected to hold 4. Sometimes you can raise with 3. We'll do a lesson on that at some point down the track. But that would be one of the options in a way to describe your hand. That is, if partner uses 4th suit forcing and you hold 3 card support for the 4th suit forcing player's major, you may show that bid by bidding partner's major. So an example option, 1 heart, 1 spade response, 2 clubs from the opener, that's the 3rd suit, 2 diamonds, 4th suit, and then the opener simply bids 3 hearts. So let's see if my pen's working yet. Might have to get my trusty offsider who's here to help me with this. Bowie, can you come and help me please with this? I need to get my pen working. For some reason it's not working here.
The pen.
Yeah, the pen's not working here. If you can get it to work, that would be great. Everyone, I'll keep chatting while Bowie fixes up my, there it is, it's working again. Technical things, here we go. So, if an option had gone 1 heart, 1 spade, let's say 2 clubs, 2 diamonds here would be an example of 4th suit forcing. Now, the options for opener may be to bid 2 hearts. And that 2 heart bid would be what we refer to as 3 card support or delayed support. So in this, sorry, not 2 hearts, 2 spades. Let me just rub that up. Apologies. Would be 2 spades. And that would be an example of delayed support. So that bid here would show 3 cards in spades, to go with the 5 cards in hearts and the 4 cards in clubs. What if they didn't bid 2 spades? What if they did choose to do something else, such as bid 2 no trump? So the understanding of a bid of 2 no trump would be to say to partner, partner, I here can stop the 4th suit. Yeah, I have something in diamonds on this occasion. And I say, if you're thinking about no trumps, then I can cover the diamond suit. Perhaps we can get together and that would be our best contract. So 2 no trump there would show a stopper in the 4th suit. So let's change that again. And let's look at some other options. Another option may be to bid 3 clubs. What would be the thoughts about repeating the 2nd suit? Repeating the 2nd suit would mean you must hold 5 cards in the 2nd suit. Yes. Go back again. Let's rub that out. Let's have a look at this last bid. The last bid here of 2 hearts. Now this is an interesting bid because what if you don't have anything extra on a hand? If you don't have anything extra, then you need to have what we call a default bid. And the default bid would always be the first suit that you called. So the first suit that you called is hearts. So this here doesn't necessarily promise extra length in the heart suit. It's possible that bid could be made on a 5-card suit. In fact, here, if I did have a 6-card suit and a minimum, I might bid 2 hearts. But if I had a maximum hand, yes, and a 6-card heart suit, I might jump to 3 hearts. And that becomes, when I say maximum, is a non-minimum, a bit more than 12 to 15, so 16 plus. So this here would promise a 6-card heart suit. But remember, if you chose to go back to your first suit here by bidding 2 hearts, that would be saying, partner, I'm not promising you 6 hearts here. I'm simply saying to you that I need to have a default bid, and meaning that I may not have a stopper in diamonds, but because the auction is game forcing, partner can still ask for a stopper, so they can do that later on in the auction. Okay, so that's examples of how 4th suit forcing works. Let's look at when you would use it. So when would you use it, especially as the responder? So let's move this out of the road for a second. And let's look at looking for partner's shape. So here we are, we're the responder. We hold a 5-card major. Partner has opened the bidding with 1 diamond. If, when you respond 1 heart, you're promising 4 plus hearts. Partner's next call is 2 clubs. Well, I've got many options available. I've got a 5-card heart suit. I have a stopper in the diamond suit of sorts, queen to 3, not something where I really want to jump to 3 no trump. And remember, here's the other very important thing about new suits and old suits. The other thing that is non-forcing other than old suits, and the terminology of non-forcing means partner doesn't need to respond to your call. So let's write that down. If an auction did go, especially on this particular hand, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 2 clubs. If you were to bid 2 no trump, because it's a no trump call, no trumps by definition are non-forcing bids. So if that's the case, then a 2 no trump bid here could be passed by partner. And we don't want to run that risk, especially if the system we play is not what seems to be in vogue in a number of places, 2 over 1. I'm not a great fan of 2 over 1, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Here, so 2 no trump here would be non-forcing. And so on the hand in question that we have, that would not be one of my choices. I'm actually up in the air about this hand. I don't know what we should be doing. I'm interested to see if partner could have 3 card support for my heart suit. So I'm going to bid 4th suit forcing. And 4th suit forcing in this instance would be 2 spades. 4th suit forcing. And because it's the 4th suit, it is forcing to gain. So another way of looking at calling it, simply calling it 4th suit forcing is perhaps not enough. Perhaps what we should be calling it is 4th suit game forcing. 4th suit forcing just sounds easier to remember. So we bid 2 spades here on this hand. And if partner had three card support for your heart suit, yeah, they would show it. So this hand for the opener would be 5 diamonds and 4 clubs. We can all see that because we've gone down the ladder, so high suit to a lower suit. And now they would be promising you 3 card support for your heart suit. So this is a classic example of fourth suit forcing working in the best way possible. Let's rub that up. Let's move along to another hand. Let's look at the possibility of what happens when responder has a 6 card suit of their own. Now, when you, as my partner, open 1 heart and I'm looking at this hand in question, I want to be in game. But should I commit to spades as our contract? Should I commit to no trumps? I'm not sure where this hand's going. So what I'm going to do is bid the new suit, that is 1 spade. And because it's a new suit, it is forcing. So let's start off with that. Let's partner opens the bidding with 1 heart. You respond 1 spade. Partner bids 2 clubs. And if you were to bid 2 spades or 3 spades, but whilst both of those bids show the 6 card spade suit you hold, neither of those bids are forcing. Why? Because they are old suits. So old suits, spades have been bid, before. So both of these bids promise a 6 card suit. So partner could very well pass both of these calls. They could say, and they have the right to say, no bid, because you've bid an old suit. So what must you do on this hand? Your motivation is not necessarily to find out more information from partner here, but your motivation for using fourth suit forcing, which would be 2 diamonds, is to find out, is to show partner your 6 card spade suit and show partner enough points for game. This is the fourth suit, therefore that is game forcing, fourth suit forcing. Partner, let's say partner bids 2 no trump, promising a stopper in the fourth suit, and that's very clear. Because remember, fourth suit forcing is essentially an artificial bid. It doesn't promise anything in that suit. So partner doesn't know anything about the diamonds, whether we responder does or does not hold the diamond stopper. So they bid 2 diamonds, fourth suit forcing. The opener says, I've got a stopper for you. But with this hand in question here, this one here, then you want to repeat your spade suit. So now your next call would be 3 spades. And partner would either bid 3 no trump, or they would bid 4 spades, depending on whether they've got a spade fit for you. So they'll probably bid 3 no trump with 0 or 1 card in spades, and they would probably bid 4 spades with 2 cards in spades, 2 or 3 for that matter, because they still could hold that. So that's another example of when we would use fourth suit forcing. So the motivation is to show something in your hand rather than necessarily ask partner. Now, there's other options where you may use fourth suit forcing, and that would be hands where you have an interest in slam, but it turns out you've got a fit for partner's suit, and often that could be a fit for partner's minor suit, etc. So look at this hand here. Again, partner opens the bidding with 1 heart, and you respond 1 spade. Partner rebids 2 clubs, promising 5-4. Now, we're not sure where this hand is going. Anything could be a possible contract. But one of the things you want to be able to do on this hand is show a game forcing hand with a club fit for partner. And you do that by using fourth suit forcing first. So again, partner opens the bidding with 1 heart. You respond 1 spade on the hand in question. That's this one here, example 4. Partner rebids 2 clubs. And this is an interesting hand because you've got 16 points, opposite partner's opening hand. Remember, this 2 club bid here could contain quite a good hand. And being a new suit, it is by definition forcing. There are, however, times where the responder could pass opener's simple rebid. Now, responder would need to have a very, very poor hand to do that, but it happens occasionally. So here, in this instance, I want to be able to bid raise clubs, but if I bid 3 clubs, that's an old suit. Partner could say no bid. Well, we don't want that to happen, so we're not going to choose that. What we're going to do here is we're going to set up the game force again. We're going to bid 2 diamonds, and this is 4th suit forcing. And it says to partner, tell me more. Tell me more about your hand. Partner doesn't quite know your motivation yet. So this hand manages to bid, let's say, 2 no trump or 2 hearts. Let's say 2 hearts, not promising anything extra at this point in time, using the default bid. Your bid now on the responding hand would be to show your club fit. Partner knows now that you've got a good hand with a club fit and you're interested in something extra on this hand. It's a question here from Debbie, and she said, if you had 6 hearts, why wouldn't you choose 3 clubs? Was that this hand, Debbie? It may have been the previous one. So I'll have a look, go back to that question in a second. If you had 6 hearts, why wouldn't you, instead of 3 clubs, repeat your hearts? I'll think about which, if Debbie can send me that question, ask me which hand is in relation to which example. First hand. Okay, we'll go back to that in a second, Debbie. So here we go. On this particular hand, we bid 3 clubs, and partner can then go from there. They know we've got a good hand. If my partner's next call was 3 diamonds, that would be asking me for a stopper, and I would probably just simply bid 3 no trump. But if partner turned out to have a good hand, they could take things further. So that's another use for 4th suit forcing, is when you as a responder, especially, hold a good hand and a fit for partner's suit. So again, that could happen with a major. If this option occurred where the bidding went 1 heart, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, 2 no trump. So let's go through this step by step. 5 hearts, 10 plus points and some clubs, 4 diamonds here, 2 spades would be 4th suit forcing. Yep. And 2 no trump here would say, partner, I've got a spade stopper for you. If you as responder now bid 3 hearts, yeah, that would be saying to partner, I've got a good hand. In fact, I'm too good to bid 4 hearts on this hand. I'm actually trying to set up what could be a slam going option. So again, we've bid, it's called the principle of fast arrival. If you set up a game forcing option and you go to game immediately, that would be weaker than bidding the suit at the 3 level. So what I'm suggesting here is that there's a difference between 4 hearts here and 3 hearts. I think it's a really interesting option. Because 2 spades said we're going to game, 4 hearts would say, partner, we're going to game, but I've got a minimum hand. Yep. 3 hearts would say to partner, we're going to game, but we could be going to slam, and I'm better than minimum. So this is a minimum, not a non-minimum. Yeah. This here would be also perhaps close to a minimum, but a good minimum. Yeah, because the option would have been to bid 1 heart, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 4 hearts. So all of these simply show extra points. So let's rub that out. Let's go back to that question that Debbie had about on hand example 1. We'll go back to that. Let's have a look. Example number 1. No, I'm not sure that was the right example. Maybe example 2, Debbie? Which one was it? Example number? You said first hand. Just give me the example number and we can go to it. You'll get to me soon. So here we go. Let's also look at what would happen if the opener was to use 4th suit. So on this hand in question here, yep, you've got singleton spade, 4 hearts, the ace, king, queen, and a very solid diamond. So this is a good hand. So You start the bidding with one diamond and partner responds one spade. You reverse into two hearts, and we are giving a lesson soon on reverses, which we'll discuss coming up. And that promises here a hand with at least 5 diamonds, at least 4 hearts, at least 16 points. So partner, however, rebids 2 spades. Now that 2 spade bid here would say, partner, I'm weak. Yep, I've got 6 spades but a weak hand. And if you've only got 16 points, you should pass. Well, I don't want to pass. My hand's simply too good to be passing. And I think the most obvious game on this hand would be 3-no trump, provided partner can show me a club stopper. So with the hand in question, the auction, you've opened the bidding with 1 diamond, partner bid 1 spade, you reversed into 2 hearts, yep, and partner bid 2 spades. Now that is an old suit. Old suits are by definition non-forcing. So as the opener, I'm looking at 6 to 8 points or 6 or 7 points opposite me after my reverse. I'm too good to stay in a part score, but I don't want to bid 3-no trump myself because I can't cover clubs. So I in turn bid 3 clubs, and that is 4th suit forcing. We're going to game. If partner bid 3-no trump, yep, I'd be happy and I would pass. If my partner in turn didn't bid 3-no trump, but instead chose to do something such as bid 3 hearts, that would be showing me how many cards in hearts? Probably 3 cards in hearts, and saying they almost certainly don't have a club stopper. So we may actually consider on this hand playing in a Moysian fit of 4 hearts, and that would be a 4-3 fit. Now, until you've played in the Moysian fitted game, you've never lived. So here we go. Let's rub that out. And we'll close that. And what I'm going to do now is going to start to look at some example hands. And if you've got a question, I'd love to be able to unmute our participants here at the moment. So I'm muting everyone, but I'm going to allow you, if you've got a question, to simply just ask it from here on in, everyone. So feel free to ask any questions as we go along and we play these 4 hands together. So here we go. Winston's asked a question here. Opener often goes below their barrier with a second bid. How is partner to know the value of this bid? That's a very good point. So what Winston's asking is that below the barrier means to rebid this, make the second bid below the ranking of the first suit. So the bidding might go 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 diamonds. Now, compare that to the previous auction we had, which was 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 hearts. Now, we know that this hand has 16 plus because they have reversed. And this auction here only shows 12 plus. So what Winston's saying is that how does the responder know? Well, essentially, you should always play responder for the minimum of what they've got. If you play them for the minimum of what they've got, then they can show or chase up or catch up later on in an auction. So this would be a case of bidding below your barrier, and that would be the barrier is 2 hearts. And this would be a case of bidding above the barrier of 2 diamonds. This is a reverse, this is non-reverse. So in both instances, the responder here should play the opener for the minimum number of points that they've promised. Let's go back to this. Let's rub that out. Let's have a look at the hands in question here. Okay. On the hand in question here, so hand number 1, we've got the dealer as North, and North has opened the bidding with 1 club. So let's look at that. So North here deals and opens with 1 club. East passes. I don't think that's good enough for a 1 heart overcall. Mind you, it's pretty close. If I had the Jack of Hearts instead of the 8, I would overcall at the 1 level here with 1 heart because it is essentially a lead directional bid. Now, it's really important with overcalls that you don't crime partner when they make a one-level overcall, because part of the reason for doing this, actually, I'll get to Tony's question in a second. Part of the reason for doing this is that you're getting partner off to the right lead. Tony just asked me a good question here. He said, do you play fourth suit forcing at the one level? Well, let's have a look at what that means. So if an auction goes one club, one diamond, one heart, should one spade be fourth suit forcing, or should it be natural? The answer is that should be a natural call. Yep, that is always a natural call. It is not fourth suit forcing. Yep, fourth suit forcing has to be a jump to two spades. Yeah, that would be fourth suit forcing. The reason behind that is because the responder here might have 5 diamonds and 4 spades and simply be looking for a 4-4 spade fit, because it's still possible in some people's systems. And they may also not want to be the player who bids 1 no trump. Yep. So here we go. Let's rub that out. So hopefully that answers your question, Tony. There we go. Let's go back to the hand in question that we've got here, the example. So East didn't overcall a heart, and South bid 1 diamond. West passed. Now back to North, who doesn't follow the modern style of bidding, and that would be, I'm suggesting the other day to some people, perhaps 1 no trump's the right bid on this hand, but I'm very happy for people to continue to bid 1 of a major if they can, as a rebid from the opener, if you've got 4 cards in the suit. So they bid 1 spade. Now, South definitely has the points for game. Unfortunately, they don't have the contract clear in their mind that they wish to play. They've got what looks or appears to be a club fit, although the opener may have a 4-3-3 on this auction. So what they do is they set up a game forcing auction here by bidding 2 hearts. Yep, and that says to partner, whatever happens, partner, we're going to game. Well, opener now has to give one of their make a choice and describe their hand. Well, you've described your hand already by saying you've got clubs and spades. What haven't you described? You haven't described this stopper in the 4th suit. That is the King, Jack, 6 of hearts here. So how do you describe that stopper? By bidding no trumps yourself. You bid 2 no trumps. Now, South's easy, because the beautiful thing about a hand such as this is that not only are you confident now about 3 no trumps because partner has got a heart stopper, but also you've done what we refer to as right-sided the contract. So whatever heart stoppers are held by the partnership, then the heart stoppers are in the hand with the lead running around to them. Morty Ham, you asked a question. Morty, can you turn on your microphone? Very happy to hear from you.
Oh, no.
There you go, Morty. Yeah, please ask the question. We can hear you.
But I didn't.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Sorry.
Not at all. We're all getting used to the technology, everyone. No problem. So we've gotten to 3 no trump here. Shall we have a look at the play? Let's look at the play of this hand. East obviously is going to lead a low heart. And when the play goes 2-10, you obviously win with the Jack of hearts. So let's look at that. Trick 1. Trick 1, heart lead. Yeah. And that's won by the Jack. Okay. This is very revealing, everyone. Where are the ace king? Where is the ace queen of hearts? Well, neither of them can be in the West hand because West would have played one of the ace or the queen as in 3rd hand high. So in this instance, we know that the ace queen of hearts is here. The worst thing to do then as a partnership would be to allow West to gain the lead, because if West gained the lead, they would simply play a heart through your remaining king to the ace queen 4 times left over here, and that would be 1 down. So let's count your tricks. Our tricks are there. We've got 3 spades, 1 in hearts that we've won, the ace king of diamonds, so that's 6, and the ace king of clubs, so that's 8. We need an extra trick. Where is it going to come from? It's not going to come from the 6 card spade suit. It's not going to come from playing a diamond because there's too much risk in letting West get on play. So I think we have to develop a 3rd heart trick, everyone. So what do? After winning the Jack of hearts at trick 2, we simply play the club 2 across to dummy's ace. And then at trick 3, we play the club, jack. Now, it doesn't matter if West plays the queen. If West plays the queen, we play the king, and the 10 becomes our third trick. If West doesn't play the queen, we simply play a low club from our hand. So we take the finesse, and if it loses, so we play a low club. If that does lose to the queen in the east hand, even though East doesn't actually hold the club, the queen of clubs, if it did lose, it's a win-win situation. Why? Because you've still got the king and another heart here in the north hand, and you are protected because you've right-sided the contract. You're protected because East is going to play, and if they want to play another heart, they will be forced to give you a trick. So it's a win-win situation here. You take the finesse through what we call the danger hand. You take the finesse. If East happens to win the queen of clubs, it's all fine with you because we've set up our extra club or 2 here. So that would be making 10 tricks. Can you see what happens if we played the king of clubs and a low club to the jack 10? West would win with the queen and shoot a heart straight through. And that way we'd go down in our contract. So let's now move on to our second example hand. Everyone, like I said, we've opened up the microphones. Feel very free to ask some questions. Here, finding a delayed 5-3 fit. This is one of those hands in question, where we as responder here don't hold a 6-card major. We only hold a 5. Partner opens a club as East. West responds a heart. New suit, forcing. East rebids 1 spade. New suit, forcing. And West, now that 3 suits have been bid, and let's look at the auction so far. So the auction has gone 1 club, 1 heart, 1 spade, 3 suits have been bid. If I'm looking at the West hand, I've got sufficient points for game. There's 13 opposite an opening hand, but I don't know what game. Should I be rushing in and bidding 3-no trump with 1 stopper? Here's something to remember, and this is something I like to stand by, and that is, if I have the space to jump an entire level up to a 3-no trump, then I like to have 2 stoppers. This here is an example of 1 stopper in the diamond suit. So if you ever jump to 3-no trump, make sure you've got the suit double stopped in question. So what's the questionable suit, and what's the 4th suit? It is diamonds. So here, as West, I'm going to bid 2 diamonds. And partner, bless their cotton socks, bids 2 hearts. So I now know that my partner has 3-card heart support. And that means that there's a good chance they may have a singleton diamond. And in this instance, it turns out that they do. So I'm going to raise their 2-heart bid to 4 hearts. And that's one of the ways that we get to a 5-3 major suit fit, when it's the responder who has the tricky 5-card suit. Sarah's just asked a question. 4th suit forcing can only be used when by the responder. No, actually, Sarah, go back through the notes. And early on, I gave an example of when the opener uses 4th suit forcing. In fact, it's the last example that we had. I'll quickly show it to you here before we move on to the play. And that's this hand here, example 4. You opened a diamond, partner bid a spade, you bid 2 hearts, and partner bid 2 spades, which was a repeat of their suit. So 3 suits have been bid. They're only showing 6 points. You've got 19. You want to be in game. So you, as the opener, can bid 3 clubs, 4th suit forcing. Hopefully that answers your question, which is, here we go. We're back to the hand in question that we played 4 hearts. The opposition lead the ace of diamonds. Well, that's going to promise the ace king, is it not? Which means that if you're sitting here as declarer on the first trick, when they've led the diamond ace, the play, they've won that trick. Now we know that we've got queen jack of diamonds sitting here, and that north has the king, and that dummy is void. What does that mean? It means that you can take what we call a roughing finesse. You could lead the queen of diamonds. If they cover with the king, your jack becomes a winner. If you lead the queen and they play a low card, you simply discard in dummy. So again, like I said, provided there's trumps in dummy, You lead the queen, they cover with the king, you trumpet in dummy, which makes your jack high. If you lead the queen, they don't cover with the king. If they play low, you simply throw away a card in dummy, and then you play the jack of diamonds and trumpet. So that's something to keep in the back of our mind once they've led the ace of diamonds. And then at trick 2, they decide, looking at that threatening trump suit, they decide to lead the heart 5. Well, you win that in your hand with the heart king. And then, any thoughts about how we should go from here? Remember, there was yesterday in a lesson I spoke about whenever you're holding 5 cards in dummy in a side suit and 1 or 2 cards in your own hand, that is often a great place to get extra tricks. Yep, especially prior to drawing trumps. So that's what we're going to do. At trick 3, at trick 3, sorry, not trick 3, here we go, got that. Trick 3, now I'm going to cash the king of hearts, heart ace, pardon me. So there's only 1 trump left out against us, and we've got 1 trump in dummy. At trick 4, I'm going to play the club, ace, and king. That's trick 4 and 5. At trick 6, I'm going to play a low club from dummy, and I'm going to trumpet in my hand. Now, North, who has the boss trump here, can over trump if they wish. So it's gone the 3rd round of clubs, and I trumped it with a low trump in my hand, and North with the boss trump left could over trump. Let's say that they do. It doesn't matter which way, what they do. And then they play a spade. So North does over trump, then leads a spade. So you win the lead. Let's rub this out. We're up to trick number 7 now. And in trick number 7, the defenders lead. Trick number 7, the defenders lead. Trick 7. Oh goodness. I'm obviously not rather technical.
Right further down, I think. You're starting to.
Here we are. There we go. So trick number 7, I win. I decide they play a spade, low spade. Yep. And I run it around to my king. Yep. Trick number 8, I now play the queen of diamonds. And once I play the queen of diamonds, if North covers it, I now trumpet in dummy. Yes. And then at trick number 9, I play another low club from dummy, and I trumpet in my hand, the low heart. Now that means that the 5th round of clubs is set up. So the opponents eventually will end up taking, as a defender, declarer will end up taking the ace and the king of spades, so 2 spades. We'll take 4 hearts in our hand. We will take the set up jack of diamonds now, because I showed you how to take that roughing finesse, so 1 diamond. And we'll also end up taking 3 club tricks. Yep, 3 club tricks. So that's a total of 10 tricks. Oh, and the extra trump in dummy. So 5 trump tricks, everyone. So 5 trump tricks, 5 hearts, 2 spades, 1 diamond, 3 clubs. That's 11 tricks. That's a good result. So what did we do there? We actually combined the play in the club suit with drawing trumps and taking the trumping finesse. It's what we call a combined line. You have to combine all of the options here. So again, let's have a look. 2 more hands to go. Hand number 3, when 4th suit forcing is natural. Now that's interesting. It's possible that sometimes you could have a legitimate holding in the 4th suit. More often than not, when that 4th suit is a minor suit, then if it's only 4 cards, it's possible that you would bid no trumps at your next call. So if an auction did go, for example, 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 diamonds, if the responder bid 2 no trump here, they would be showing or promising a stopper in the unbid suit, which would be stopper in the clubs. Yes, that's possible that you could do that with a 4-card club holding. In fact, more often than not that you would. So what happens though when you've got a 5-5 shape and you want to be able to show the shape of your 5-5, and that's what we've got here on the south hand. North opens the bidding with 1 heart. You as South bid your higher of your 5 suits, 1 spade. North bids 2 clubs. And now I want to be able to go to game on this hand because I like the quality. I like the intermediate cards in the spade suit. I like the intermediate cards in the diamond suit. So I'm going to force to game. I'm going to bid 2 diamonds, which is 4th suit forcing. Now, I've also got natural diamond suit. My plan is to repeat my diamond suit. And if I do that, partner will know I've got a 5-5 shape. Well, I bid 2 diamonds, essentially 4th suit forcing, but so let's write that in, 4th suit forcing. But partner bids 2 hearts, describing their hand. I now bid 3 diamonds, and partner knows now by repeating my 4th suit, I was simply trying to show a natural shape. So I've actually got 5 cards and diamonds here. Well, partner, when they're looking at a good 3-card diamond suit, they don't really want to be bidding 3-no trump because of the paucity of the club holding. So with the north hand, I would simply raise to 5 diamonds. Okay? Someone feeling nervous in the background? Let's look at the play. We spoke about taking what we call a roughing finesse a moment ago. Well, let's watch that in action. So East-West decide to attack the club suit because they feel pretty confident that that's where we've got problems. So East-West decide to lead club, club, club. And if they lead club, 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 so tricks 1 to 3, tricks 1, oh goodness, I don't know why I can't do this today. I need my trusty.
Go below, just go below that little line. Yeah, there's a little imaginary line.
Trust, tricks 1 to 3, they lead ace, king, queen of clubs. So club, ace, king, queen.
First one.
Yeah. So king of clubs, low club to the ace, and a club back to the queen or 10. And dummy or south at trick 3 trumps in. Yes? So far so good? So now trick 4, once south is trumped in, if south draws the trumps out here, that means they're going to lose the ace of spades, yes? So let's not do that because that would be a pretty poor play. I think the best play here would be to draw 2 rounds of trumps. So at trick 4, let's play a low diamond, yeah, a diamond 2 across to the king. And at trick 5, we'll play the diamond 7 across to the 9, or because all of your diamonds are high here. You've got king, queen, jack, ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9. So now we've still got the queen of diamonds and dummy. And now at trick 6, we're going to lead the spade, king. Yep. Remember the roughing finesse from before? If West plays the ace, we trump it in dummy. Yep. We simply play ace of hearts and trump a heart back to our hand, and we claim. Yep. By drawing the last trump. If they don't cover, what do we do, everyone?
Let it run.
You let it run. You discard a heart. So if they play the king of spades and they play a low spade, yeah, you should discard a low heart.
Hello.
Keep doing it. I know there's still 1 trump out against you, but if they don't cover the king of spades, lead the queen of spades. If they don't cover that, discard again. And then lead the jack of spades. If they don't cover that, discard again. Finally, they'll have to cover at some point. So when they do cover, what card do you play from dummy? Your last trump, which is the queen of trumps here. And then you simply rough yourself back to hand, and then you draw the last trump. Hunky-dory. Easy game. Easy game, that bridge.
The
Okay, let's try the last hand here. From last hand here. This is a good hand. You may have seen this hand in the newsletter recently. or something similar. Actually, no, it was a similar hand to this. But again, East opens the bidding with the higher of their 2 5-card suits, 1 diamond. West bids a spade, and East rebids 2 clubs. So at this point in time on this auction, we know that East has 5 diamonds and 4 clubs, higher suit to a lower suit. When I'm looking at the West hand here, I want to repeat my spades. But if I bid 2 spades or 3 spades, that's an old suit, which means it is non-forcing. Yep. So therefore, I can't do that. I must set up my game forcing auction, which I do by bidding 2 hearts, 4th suit forcing, or 4th suit game forcing. Everyone, responder shows, or pardon me, opener continues to describe their hand. Once you use 4th suit forcing, it says please describe, which they do. They show the 5th club. So you now show your 6-card spade suit by repeating your spades here. So that said, partner, I've got 6 spades, but a game forcing hand. East, with a doubleton support, raised you to 4 spades, and that's where we landed. So now let's quickly look at the play here, and the play on this hand is the trick 1. They lead the heart queen.
Take the ace.
Heart queen.
4 2 ace.
Oh, goodness. Anyway, my pen stopped working for some reason. So they lead the heart queen. We win with the ace, and it's tempting to trump a heart in dummy, but don't do that. If you trump a heart in dummy, you'll end up having to trump 2 of them, and you'll make the jack of spades into a winner because you're using the ace of spades to trump in. What you should do at trick 2 is, again, it comes up often. Dummy has these decent 5-card suits. You have a singleton or a doubleton opposite. So at trick 2, you should play the diamond 5 towards the king, queen, jack. North, if they play the ace, all of the diamonds become high. If they play low and you win the king of diamonds in dummy, where do you go from there? Any thoughts?
Go back to flexibility.
Stephen, what did you say?
No, I withdraw.
You withdraw? Anyone not withdraw? I tell you what you do, everyone. Once the king of diamonds wins, you play the queen of diamonds and you throw away a losing heart in dummy. And you allow North to win with the ace of diamonds. That's what we refer to as a loser on loser play. So I repeat, a diamond, 5, 2, king, that wins. Diamond queen, 4, throw away the heart 7. North wins the diamond ace. And then you've got the jack of diamonds as high. You eventually trump the diamond back to your hand, and you have enough cards to throw away 2 hearts and 1 club and draw trumps, yeah, and make 12 tricks on the hand. And the beautiful thing here is that you've kept the baby spade here in case North, when they win with the ace of diamonds, plays another heart. Yeah, you can trump in with the 4 of spades, and you've retained control of this hand. Very important hand. Okay, one last thing. I just want to give you an option. I'll see if my pen can work here, everyone. Oh, now it's working. Can you see this option? An example of when a new suit is actually not forcing. So if the bidding goes 1 heart, and as responder, I bid 1 no trump. If the opener bids 2 clubs, and now as responder, I bid 2 diamonds, well, that is a new suit, isn't it? But that is also not a forcing bid. Why is it not a forcing bid? Because you've already limited your hand when you bid 1 no trump. Make sense? Yeah. So the 1 no trump bid limited the hand to 6 to 9 points. Opener might have bid a new suit. You also bid a new suit, but within the parameters of having only 6 to 9 points. Make sense?
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that.
Thanks, Matt.
Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
We'll catch you at 10 o'clock. But if you didn't catch all that lesson or you want to rewatch it, you'll have a video in your inbox within the next hour or 2. Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
Thanks.